The Patriots just got huge news, and I'm going to break it down here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. But first and foremost, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this channel. I am your host, Allie Barefoot, and honestly, the Patriots could really use some good news. Starting off the season 1-3, and the injuries have just been plaguing both sides of the ball. Well, hopefully this big news is going to help you guys feel a lot better. But before I get into that, I do have one quick favor to ask you guys. If you want the Patriots offense to be better, like this video. And what will a like do? Well, it'll let me know that we're kind of on the same page here, that the offense, it kind of stinks right now. But the good news has something to do with that. Let's go on ahead and break it down. Kendrick Bourne will be practicing this week. No guarantee on whether or not he's going to suit up in week 5 versus the Dolphins. But you know what? I'm going to take this good news for what it is. Kendrick Bourne is coming off the IR, and he is going to be back at practice this week and hopefully bring some life to an offense that is sucking all of the life out of me. Here's what you guys should know about Kendrick Bourne and what's been happening throughout the last 4 weeks. And the fact that he did spend it on the IR because he suffered an ACL tear in week 8 of 2023. Still been recovering, still was not ready to go in the preseason, so we didn't get to see him in preseason games or at training camp. But the Patriots have a lot of faith in him because they still signed him to a 3-year deal in the offseason just to reassure him, hey, look, take your time, recover, come back fully healthy because, my goodness, we need you in the passing game. Jerod Mayo did confirm it earlier this morning on WEII, saying, yeah, he's just about ready to go. I thought it was good to bring him on the trip just to get back in the routine and the process of being on an away trip. That was Jerod Mayo also confirming that Kendrick Bourne was on the sideline for his former team, the San Francisco 49ers, in week 4, so he saw that loss, baby. He said, I have got to come back. I have got to help out the team. He didn't actually say that, but I'm assuming that is what went through his head. Because when you look at what he did last season, I mean, it was brutal to suffer an ACL tear. It really was, because he was on pace to having a career-high year, 37 receptions for over 400 yards. And here's the best thing about this. 11 yards per catch. That is what the Patriots need, because at this point, you are now facing the ugly truth in the face. You may have the worst offense in the NFL. And if you guys don't want to hear that, I'm sorry. That's just kind of how life goes. But here are some stats that prove they are, if not the worst team in the NFL right now on offense. Yards per game, they're averaging about 238.8. That is the first fewest yards per game in the NFL. That is ranked number 32. Points per game, averaging 13. That is the second worst in the NFL. Touchdowns, the third worst, with 2 touchdowns this season. That is so ugly. I cannot stand it. First downs, 29 first downs. That is third in the NFL. And receptions, 65. That's fourth in the NFL for worst NFL offense performance. That cannot happen if you want to win more than one ball game. And I do believe that Kendrick Bourne immediately becomes your best receiver. That is without a doubt, because he was your wide receiver 1 last year. Even though Demario Douglas had the most receiving yards last year, I think that Kendrick Bourne was probably your top target. He was probably your go-to guy, and hopefully can come back stronger and healthier than ever to help out Jacoby Brissett. So I do have one more favor to ask you guys here, and that is the sense of, if you are excited for Kendrick Bourne's return, go on ahead, hit that like button for me. You're going to get hit with a YouTube ad break, so that gives you plenty of time to scroll down, maybe read some comments, and click that thumbs up button while you guys are doing so. All right. Coming up, I do want to talk about the Patriots making a few roster moves as well, because yes, getting Kendrick Bourne back is huge, but they may even get 2 more players back, but it may take a little while. But the main thing I'm focused on in roster moves is, even if you do get Kendrick Bourne back, your offense still sucks. So I'm going to talk about possible scenario the Patriots could improve on offense. But first, I want to tell you guys real quick about our sponsor here on Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Let me tell you guys about Game Time. If you guys are going to the big game, big concert, whatever it is, be sure you're getting your tickets through Game Time. They do have a new feature called Game Time Picks. This makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier by filtering out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste your own time searching through thousands of tickets. And if that's not enough for you, well, let's talk about this. All-in pricing. This is your fee up front. No surprise fees hidden, because I hate that. When I'm going to pay $300 for 2 tickets, boom, it turns into $525 and now I'm broke. Nobody's going to have a good time doing that. So Game Time want to make sure that they're saving you money, especially if you guys want to go see the Patriots back in action in Week 5 and potentially Kendrick Bourne's return. Well, they play the Dolphins in Gillette Stadium on Week 5. So if you guys want to get tickets, I highly suggest going on ahead right now, downloading the Game Time app, creating an account, and using code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Well, it's game time. There is zero secret in this great wide universe that the offensive line sucks. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that we have the worst offensive line. Jacoby Brissett has 2 seconds to get the ball out from under the snap to in the air, on the ground. It is a disaster, and it has genuinely affected my mood for 4 hours every Sunday watching this team play. But I do understand that they have been plagued in the last 4 weeks with a numerous amount of injuries, which doesn't help. You already kind of had a bottom of the barrel offensive line, if I could put it that way. But then once you get the injuries, it really just keeps pounding you. So David Andrews, he left the game in the first half with a shoulder injury. Caden Wallace, he left the first half in Week 4 with a knee injury. Mike Jordan didn't even play in Week 4 with an ankle injury. Verdarian Lowe did not play in Week 4 with a knee injury. And Mike Onwenu did play, but he's got a messed up wrist. I mean, these are starters we're talking about here. This is your number 1 starting left tackle, your number 2 starting left tackle, your number 2 starting left guard. It just keeps going and going and going. And you're wondering, Jerod Mayo, when are you going to pick up the phone and make a call to help out the offensive line depth? Well, we may have some good news. Jerod Mayo said earlier this morning on WEII, Elliot and I have those conversations all the time. Actually, we're going to meet today. We are always trying to find ways to improve our roster, and so that's always under consideration. Well, thank goodness somebody has a brain cell in the front office and wants to add some depth to the offensive line, because as of right now, this is what you are working with. Thank God City So came back from his injury. He was a huge help. You have DeMontre Jacobs. That's your number 4 left tackle. You've got Nick Leverett in at center, which I don't hate, but we all know it's not the captain David Andrews. Layden Robinson at right guard. He's been very sufficient at right guard. But a liability at right tackle has been Mike Onwenu. Can I break down this just to really put it into perspective here? We have played 4 games this NFL season. We have had 4 starting left tackles each and every game. How are you supposed to gain momentum? How are you supposed to get a feel for consistency when you do not know the guy you are playing next to? You do not know who is protecting your blind side when you're in your drop back. Because Week 1 was Chuck Okorafor. He literally quit after that game. I can't even make that up. Week 2, Verdarian Lowe. He got injured. Week 3, Caden Wallace. He got injured. Week 4, DeMontre Jacobs, who literally looked like the TSA worker who barely pats you down and sends you on. I mean, it was unreal how bad this has gotten in terms of injury. And if the Patriots want to actually be contenders, if the Patriots do not want to be a laughingstock and they want to be more than a 2-win team, this has to stop. There is no saving your season until you address the offensive line. That's how bad it has gotten. There is 0 pass blocking, 0 run defense. So there is still time to change it. But enough is enough, man. I mean, I don't look forward to Sundays as much as I want to, because I know what we're about to watch is going to be catastrophic. And we are very close to the line of one Jacoby Brissett hit that takes him out and putting in Drake May, which I know a lot of you guys would like. I personally wouldn't, because he is going to get rocked. Because The defenses, they don't care if it's a rookie or a vet. They're going to hit as hard as they possibly can. Enough is enough. It's time to change the offensive line. And if you guys want the Patriots to sign an O-lineman, whether it be in free agency, whether it be making a trade, like the video. You don't know what Elliott Wolf is doing in his free time. If he comes on YouTube and sees that we've got 1,000 likes on here, he is going to realize Patriots fans are starting to speak out, and they don't like what's happening in Foxborough. So nonetheless, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you feel the same way with me, go on ahead and like the video. If not, comment down below. Tell me where I'm wrong. Let's talk about it, and subscribe to Patriots Today by Chat Sports.